Welcome to the family. Please go subscribe and like this video. Today I'm going to show you a tutorial for a Kiss Salon Dip Powder nail. I am not a professional, so please take this video very lightly. Let's take a look at these items. I have the Professional Kiss Salon Dip Nail Powder System. And it does have quite a few items in there you will need. Notice it does say Professional Dipping System, which really stood out to me, and also it says acrylic strength. So there you see that. There's 40 tips in there for your nails. You can use those guys, or you can buy your own from the store. I tried it both ways after I did these. And I also, that same Target store, I went around the corner and got some vitamin E cuticle oil. And I really like the smell of this, guys. I also have some Kiss tip clippers, so those are going to cut your nails, as well as some toenail fingernail clippers here. I have a few different color shades of pink and nude pink colors. I don't really know exactly what colors these are. I will go on there and see if I can get that on there and add it to the description of this video. But I really just like these shades, so I wanted to see how they look together. Okay, so now I'm going to start off by opening the Kiss Salon Dip Professional Dipping System. As you can see, I struggled a little bit there. It was taped up. I don't believe it was ever open. Maybe that's a way they just secure the package. And so now I just want to show you guys what's in here. So I got the Kiss Dip Powder acrylic powder, and then we're gonna go on. We have a brush on gel, also by Kiss, of course. They're in the same packaging. I do want to point out that it does say it's inflammable. Don't have this near heat and fire. This is going to be your activator, so this activates the actual powder dip, so you want to watch out because this is also inflammable. We have two brushes and a sponge in there, and the sponge wanted to go flying. And then I want to point out the nails. So you have the natural nails and the white nails. I don't have a preference. A lot of people like the natural. We have the cuticle stick, a nail filer buffer, and you actually have the dipping thing that you use to actually dip your fingers in. Let's get this guy out and ready to use here so I can clip the tips of my nails. And the cuticle oil. Let's check out these instructions. Can we just point out the fact that they got this in English, Spanish, French, Shamalamian. They got all kind of languages on here, which is great. I like the diversity. I would like to advise that you follow these instructions as they are listed in order, because that's very important. I do want to point out on here that it does say in the instructions to apply this to the more dominant hand first. No one really explained that when I tried to look at other videos back in the day. But so since I am right-handed, I'm going to be sure to apply it to the right hand first. That's going to be easier when that hand is done and I'm going over to my left hand. Next, I'm going to go over here and I'm just going to use the natural nail today. And I'm just going to start off by laying out the sizes I need, so I have them all already set. That way I can just go straight into getting this done. And you know what my smart self did? I went and bought this Kiss brush on nail glue without reading the instructions. You don't need this. You can actually use the gel that's included in here. It actually glues your nail. I know some are not going to exactly agree with the way I am gluing my nails on. You want to match the tip with your tip, right? So you want the tip of your nail to go up to the tip of that very clear line. I did not do that because these didn't exactly fit me and I wasn't very prepared, so I didn't have another set of nails I could just go grab to fit my nails, so I did have to go further down on this. When I tell you I don't even know what to do with this stick, I'm just doing what I think you're supposed to do. So yeah, take this video very lightly. I don't really wear long nails, so I did cut mine kind of short. It's up to you, your preference, especially on the shape. I like square nails. Some people think they're ugly. I love them. You want to take your dip powder and pour it into the cup here that you're going to be dipping your nail in. I didn't pour the entire thing because I was not sure how much I would need. So I'm just going to pour a pretty generous amount that I'm sure will cover this. And when I go from there, if I need more, I can always add more instead of having too much and I can't take it out or I spill it or something. So I just gently did that there. Next, I grab my gel. I'm gonna try a method that I did see someone recommend because they said that this helps with the shape of the nail. So instead of covering your entire nail with the gel, I just started right there at the crease of where my nail begins from where I attached it. This is supposed to give it a thicker and realistic shape since this does come out a little bit thinner. So notice I did not go over the entire nail. I only went over the crease of where the nail meets my nail. I shake the excess powder off and you can see it's still some on there. So it's going to stick to the gel. So then you want to give it time to dry and just go on to the next nail and the next nail and the next nail. So give it about 30 seconds. So by the time you finish with these, it should be ready for you to actually take it off. By this time, your nail will feel a little bit hard from it hardening up, so it's not going to stay soft, so it's safe to go ahead and sponge off this powder that's on there. So you're going to go from one nail to the next. For this next layer of gel, you're going to go over your entire nail, but you're not going to go all the way down to the bottom. This is also going to help shape that out the way it should look. And then you're going to dip it, and you're going to repeat knocking that excess powder off, and do it on the next following nails. I do want to point out on the second coating and any coatings you decide to do after that, you do need to be dipping that brush on a towel. That way that you're not getting that hard in there. I didn't have that problem, but I totally did not pay attention to the instructions. I read them, but I just didn't remember. For the final coat, you can go over the entire nail. So that means going down to the bottom, avoiding your skin, and all the way to the tip. Repeat on the next nails. Next, you are just going to repeat the same steps on your other hand. Since I've now completed the dominant hand, I'm going to go over to my left hand. So I'm going to start off by adding the gel and powder at the crease. Then I am going to repeat and go down, not completely to the bottom of the nail, and then I am going to go over the entire nail. Next, I am going to take my sponge and I'm just going to wipe off the excess powder on the inside of my nail, and then I'm going to dip those also after putting gel to make them thicker and a better shape. Following here, I am going to grab the nail buffer and file, and I just do kind of what I want it to look like, you guys. Again, I'm not a professional, so I'm not too sure on how to file that. You're still not quite done, so you do want to take your sponge and wipe off any excess powder that does not get in the way. Once you wipe that off, you're going to grab your activator, and it does say to apply a generous amount, so you want to make sure you put enough and cover the entire nail. That's going to be important to activating that powder. So these are my nails. I did take a look and observe them. It does look like part of them look lifted up, but it really wasn't. I just went ahead and wiped them off, because strangely the last step of this is applying another layer of the gel you used to dip the powder in, except this time you're not going to dip it. I gave that a minute to dry, and then I went ahead and got my colors. I wasn't too sure on what pattern I wanted to do the colors, so I just did what I wanted to do because I am a lover of pink and I wanted to try something slightly different. But as you can see, I really didn't go too much further out of my comfort zone. So I went ahead and polished all of the nails, just rotating these colors out. Now that I am pretty much complete with this whole entire processing and finishing up, I must say my personal opinion, I believe I will continue to go to the professionals just to let them do it, or until I have more skills on this. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe to my channel. I'm just getting started, but there's more great content to come.